Yeah, 20 pounds probably.
Yeah.
We're ramping up slowly, but actually the last couple weeks it's been getting busy. So love it.
You're a busy girl.
Smells like coffee everywhere around here.
I love Banshee Moon coffee. Hello people, it's Exoman. I'm going to show you today a little trick that I have for washing oysters. First and foremost, you have to promise me that you'll be careful and wear eye protection, because you can really injure yourself with a pressure washer. We should do a whole safety video on the dangers of pressure washers. One of which is you can rip holes in your skin in a millisecond. You can badly injure yourself. You can pressure wash your eyeballs out. So just be careful. So what I want to show you is this little rig here, and along with my cheap pressure washer. Got a nice Honda on it though, but it's running a little ragged. I got to do some work on it. But what I have here are some local oysters. These are called Stump Sound oysters. They're very good salty oysters, and I've just kind of rigged my wand to this basket. This is a steamer basket, and I have it low on the ground because the force of the pressure washer will knock it right off of a table unless you have it wired to the table. But let's check this out. First, let me tell you, this is not how you clean a bushel of oysters. You can have that done where you buy them, or you can put them in a basket and pressure wash them all at once, shaking them around. This is just for refining the cleaning process. As I've said, to have clean oysters to shuck in my kitchen. All right, so first, I'm lucky enough to have this nice aluminum basket, and the first thing I can do is just wash my oysters, holding my wand up here and freestyle, and just wash all the mud off, kick the basket. Okay, then I get it wired up in this configuration, and I'll put this about right in here, and that pressure is going to go into that hinge and clean all that mud out. Okay, and then while I'm at it, I'll clean all that debris off of that oyster. So let's take a look. If you put your hand too close, you will cut your skin right off of your body. Don't put your hand close to the pressure where it comes out here. Here is something that you can do as a safety precaution. You can cage the head of your wand. You see how this gives me a distance between the spray and the nozzle where the force is greatest? Occasionally, instead of finding a pearl, you get a big, beautiful oyster like this, and you find disappointment, filled with mud. Let me show you what I do with oyster shells. I use them to fortify the edge here of my property. The oyster graveyard. Well, really, my belly is the oyster graveyard, but here's where the shells go. I have to tell you this quick story before I go. I probably have Tabasco on my face. I just ate some oysters. My wife and I were in an oyster house recently. A restaurant. They had oysters on the half shell. They offered them there, and I asked the waiter. I said, "Hey, tell me about those oysters." They had several varieties from different areas, different regions on the chalkboard, and I said, "Are those there? Are they salty?" And he looked at me and he said, This is a very busy waiter, and so neither of us have time for much chit-chat. And I'm sitting there with my wife, and he looks at me and he says, well, oysters are from the ocean. Of course, they're all salty. You know, maybe not realizing he's talking to a guy who's been eating oysters for over 50 years in different states and countries, and I care about oysters, and I have an appreciation for them and their differences. And I had to explain to the guy, I shouldn't have had to explain to him, maybe he knew, he was just being smart aleck, that oysters generally come from more inland. You know, they don't harvest them out of the ocean because they tend to grow in these tidal creeks and beds, and the tide goes in and out over these oyster beds. And I was explaining that, and the fact that the different temperatures and movement in the waters account for different salinity levels in the oysters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I find it as interesting how little people know and how much they will profess. Just a funny side note, anecdote. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.